Hi, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching and listening to another edition of Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media, all of our channels and networks. I'm Mike Morales here in actually very cool San Gabriel Valley of Southern California. That gentleman out there is.
Skip Falconer, and it's warm here in Los Angeles.
Did you get, you know what? You got the warmth and we got like the marine layer. It's
I,
weird.
I don't
It
know
went
how
in
that happened.
reverse.
I don't know how that happened.
I don't know either, because usually Skip lives closer to the shore than I do. I live way inland, and like I say, it's normally the armpit of the San Gabriel Valley. But I'm actually very excited about this because Skip and I are going to be tasting and dissecting JH El Torito tequila.
El Torito.
El Torito, just like the restaurant, only they're not affiliated with the restaurant. So screw the restaurant.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've got a lot to say about this brand. It was just hand delivered to me yesterday by the brand owner, to myself and to Skip. So by the
Yes,
time you see this, at least it was only sitting on our living room floor for a day, right? Overnight.
that's right.
But let's just pour the juice, then we'll talk about all the ins and outs. We just ripped
Whoa.
off the cellophane not too long ago.
Yeah, I did, and I'm using my
Whoa.
friend.
Holy cow. I'm using my jarrito for tequila.
Oh,
And
goodness.
yeah, as soon as I popped that cork, man, it was
Oh,
nothing but baked agave right
big
on the
garbage.
nose. When
Oh,
we tell when we tell you folks where this is coming from, you're gonna fall flat on your faces. I will say that 2 days prior to yesterday, I'm on several social media platforms, and one of those is Reddit. And for some reason, somebody found this in San Antonio, where I used to live, at a place called Alamo City Liquors. And some of you who are from San Antonio and Texas, you guys are familiar with that liquor store. It's huge. And they said they were surprised because they had never heard of this tequila before. Had anybody seen it? And they were, as we get into this, you'll find out why there was some trepidation on the person who posted the picture. But right now, what I want to do is I want to take a look at the legs and tears. I
oh, and
Skip. As soon as I popped it open, I could just get nothing but baked agave.
oh, that's for sure. And it's really shiny.
Yeah, it is. And the legs and tears are very fine.
Legs and tears are very nice.
Now
I'm
they're
seeing
now
on camera.
thickening up. Now they're thickening up. Here we go. Because it gave us a string of pearls, and then they start to as they cling to the glass and get down into the rest of the liquid, they really take their sweet time. Holy cow.
They are really nice.
And again, the legs and tears, just a good indicator of what the mouth feel is going to be like, how it's going to affect the lips and gums, and how it's going to cling to your palate. Wow.
Did you mention where this is coming from?
Not yet. Would you
Okay.
like to mention it?
No, you can.
Oh, okay. Well, first I want to nose it. I want to keep everybody in suspense for now, okay?
Oh,
Whoa, wow. Wow,
oh,
there's some depth in there too.
there.
It starts out like kind of fruity and flowery a little bit, and
Yeah,
then down at the bottom is just all baked. Wow.
bacon. I get some anise.
You know how we love that.
Yeah. Wow. And the citrus.
Yep. And it's just opening up. I mean, this is not a shy tequila. It's at 80 proof, so it's coming in pretty much standard. There's only a Blanco right now, and it's a very, very limited run. Okay, so we'll get to those numbers in a second. But
Wow.
wow, down at the bottom of this glass is just it's depth. It's not all fruity and flowery at the top. It's just the very top because all the depth is at the bottom.
Was it right at the bottom?
Yeah. Almost minimal alcohol too. It's really interesting, with all the I mean it sat in the owner's car for a while, so I know when he handed it to me, it was a little bit warm, but you know, it's been at room temp for 24, 48 hours now.
There's some nice I can't.
Minerality, yeah.
There you go. There
There
you
you
go.
go.
See, I have a hard time saying
Well, you're just enamored.
that.
And it just keeps evolving in the glass. It's just every time I go back from my left nostril to my right nostril, I get something different.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
And very little alcohol. This is just
There's a little bit of I'm getting a little bit of green pepper. I'm getting a little bit of the green like bell pepper, slight bell pepper. That's okay. I
I can
like it.
see that. I can see that. Well, I can smell that.
You can smell that. Would you like to taste it?
I, that's
Let's dive in, shall
so
we? Let's dive in. Here we go. Mm, mm,
mm,
mm, mm, mm, mm, mm. Sorry, folks. The spit bucket is your friend, especially when you got several of these to go to today. Oh, now that was my first pass. I've not had anything go through my palate. I think I brushed my teeth like an hour ago. Um, I don't want to make a determination, but I will tell you that it's pretty bold on the intake, man. And
yeah.
I don't know, what are you getting? You tell me.
I'm getting a lot of spice, pepper,
Yeah.
a lot of pepper, and the sweetness is at the rear.
Yes. And
And
again, I want to go through it one more time.
it is a very nice agave sweetness. There is nothing fake about this.
No, lip and gum numbness are
Lip and
totally
gum nut
there.
is right there. Oh, and the finish is
See,
made.
I didn't swallow any, so I'm not sure what the finish is like.
The
And I
finish,
know that it feels a little bit dry at the back end for me, but I know I got this like mineral punch right
mineral.
all over my tongue. It just went
Yes,
poof.
yes,
And it was like a combination of the green pepper and the minerality just went, it just an explosion. But
yeah,
again, that's just my first pass. So I'm just, usually it takes a couple passes before you actually your mouth, your olfactory senses get used to it. So
yeah.
while I'm settling down, I will tell you that this is coming from El Pandillo, which is Felipe Camarena's
Felipe
distillery.
Camarena.
Yep. That's 1579, as we all know.
Yes,
And I will give you more of the ins and outs. You can see El Torito is the bull, and you can see him right through it's on the back of the label, so it's kind of got that vodka label look to it. Um, it is fairly, very recently available in very limited locations.
mm,
Texas and right now parts of Southern California. It is available online. You can't get it at Old Town. Um, Also, again, like I mentioned, you can get it at Alamo City Liquors. Right now, I'm not sure if it's anywhere wider spread. Uh, and I'll get you more information. He left me with a nice little write up from his distributor here in Southern California. I'm gonna dive in again. I gotta dive in again. Here we go.
there.
I'm still getting that minerality. It's not
Yeah,
going away. I'm
yeah.
okay with that. I'm all right with that.
Oh, I love it.
Wow, there's a lot of character in this tequila. You're right. The finish, It's a medium to long finish. It's a warm fuzzy.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Wow.
it's really, really nice.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of pepper, green pepper, white pepper,
Yeah.
maybe you know what? It might even have black pepper.
Mm.
Maybe. Um, it more leans toward more of the minerality side. But it's not citrusy. I'm not getting any citrus on the palate, only on the nose.
Right. You're absolutely
It's
right.
like, yeah, it's really bold. I'm kind of shocked because the nose doesn't the no the nose belies the flavor because the flavor is pretty bold. I mean, it comes at you like a bull. It's not overpowering. What I'm telling you is that it's probably going to stand up really, really well to a cocktail. Or if you're in Texas, try the ranch water. Just do the ranch water thing. Cut it with some ice and seltzer, maybe a dash of salt. Boom, you're done.
How would you do this with like a cigar? And
I wouldn't. Right now, it'd be hard for me to figure out how to do this with a cigar because I think this Blanco's got way too much character that a cigar would not do it any service.
I
I
got
would like I
smoke.
would like if they rested it. That's when I would probably go, oh, okay, well, let's see. I mean, not that I couldn't. It would take me a bottle of experimentation to figure out what cigar would be really good with this.
Mm.
So it's not that it's impossible, but I wouldn't do it. It wouldn't be the first thing I would think of. Um, Cocktails, sipping, uh, a ranch water. I can see sipping this in a Paloma or ranch water. It'll stand up. Um,
I can see just sipping this.
yeah, yeah.
Just leave it alone.
I mean, again, you're buying it. You can drink it any way you want, but
That's true.
that's the way I would do it. I would just sip it. I mean, that's just me anyway, but. Mm.
Mm.
Wow.
I get a touch of asparagus.
I believe it. It's very dense. It's like
Yeah,
it's this is it's very vegetal
yeah.
as well as mineral. It's vegetal. So it's interesting because it's not your typical tequila um that you get out of Arandas or even out of El Pandillo. It really is different. Um let me read you the ins and outs, okay? I'll read you the information that the importers had provided. Well, the importer and um, the brand owner's name is Javier Hernandez,
Javier, yes.
and Javier, nice guy. As a matter of fact, let me first of all read you the ins and outs, okay? So it's made in El Pandillo, 1579, Felipe Camarena, and they use using only the purest deep well water and the
Right.
most mature sweet blue Weber agaves, of course, right? They use Frankenstein as their Taona. Now it says it's crushed. The crushed agave is fermented in a combination of stainless steel and wood tanks.
Yes.
So this is a blend. That explains a lot. That explains why it's coming from it's like flavor in stereo
Mm.
for me. Um, wow, and it's still lingering on your palate.
Yeah.
That has to be because of the age of the agave because it's very dense. It's almost fibrous for me. I mean,
Mm.
it's almost like it covers your palate like a mezcal almost.
Okay.
And it's only 80 proof. I
Yeah.
mean, this is bold. It's earthy. It's got, like you mentioned, asparagus, so it's vegetal. It's got
Yeah.
the minerality of the well water. Um, and they're using the Taona, and of course the copper pot stills. Um, it's just it's it's crazy. It's crazy good. Felipe Camarena. I will tell you that the when I saw it posted on Reddit, there was a question about pricing.
Oh my goodness, yes.
You tell me what you found online. Tell me
Well,
what you found
at,
online.
at Old Town for this Blanco, 99.99 at Old Town.
And Old Town would not carry it if the quality was not there.
Yeah.
Okay? I know that at Alamo City Liquors they had it listed at 88, something like that. At least that was what the post, the photo of the bottle, and but nobody had ever heard of it. It's so limited. First of all, it's a limited run. According to the owner, Javier, uh, he's a novice at tequila. He doesn't come from the liquor business, but he's always wanted one.
Mm.
Now, here's his ulterior motive. I spoke to him briefly. He delivered this, hand delivered it to my door. We talked a little bit. His 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 intention is to use this brand as a way of funding an orphanage in Arandas. He has a particular orphanage that he supports, and he is in the process of setting this up with lawyers. I mean, this is how new this brand is. For those of you in Southern California who went to Saboricultura in August, Tequila Aficionado was part of that collaboration. And I met him the night before at the Mixer at El Cholo, where we have a residency in Pasadena. And that Mixer was put on by the LA Tequila Club. And I met him there first initially. I had no idea who he was and that he had a tequila. And then I saw him the next day at the event, which by the way was a magnificent event.
Mm.
And I'm hoping that we have big high hopes for it. Uh, for those of you who are old enough to remember the Spirits of Mexico that used to happen in Old Town San Diego for years, Dory Bryant, who has since passed away, owned that show. And I think this will be the next one. I think it'll be that caliber of show. But anyway, that's where I saw him the second time, and we hooked up. He gave me his business card, and next thing I know, he says I have a tequila, and I said sure. Let's put it through its paces. I had no idea at the time that he had gone to El Pandillo.
Yeah, right.
So it was just a kind of a shock for me too, especially when I saw the post on Reddit. It's like, oh, wait a minute, he went to El Pandillo. This has got to be good. Now I really want it.
There you go.
And I got to tell you, folks, it is not. And I've had a few brands coming out of there. Of course, there's Volans, there's there's Taralta, one of my favorites. Pasote used to be made there. As a matter of fact, this kind of reminds me a little bit of Pasote, a little bit.
Mm.
Um, there's G4, of course. There's Don Vicente. Now General Gorostieta is being made there. I've not had that one yet, the high proof. We have a bottle that Alex and I are going to do a tasting with, but I have not had it. I got to tell you,
Yeah.
Skip, between you, me, and the fence post, would you spend the money on this?
I don't know. Because
Okay.
there's so many more that are just so fantastically good. That's just a question. It's very good. It's very good.
It's different. To me, it's outstanding.
Yes.
You got to remember too, folks, anybody getting into this business, and from what Javier told me, it's taken him 24 months plus to get his brand to the border. And generally that's what it takes. 2 to 5 years to get your brand to the border. Then that's when your business that's when the challenge really happens. Now you got to sell it.
Yeah.
and it's a limited run. There are only 5,000 bottles. So that explains the price point.
That make that may make me go out and get one bottle.
As a matter of fact, if you look at the back of this, he was signing these and he says he got tired. My bottle is 325, number 325 of
Mine
5,000.
375.
Okay. And there's only 5,000 of these bottles, not cases. We're talking bottles. Okay. So this is something that Felipe Camarena usually doesn't do, but he saw, you know,
Did you see the bull on the back of the
yeah, yeah. He comes right through the back. It's got that
that is very nice.
that
That's
longhorn. Yeah. Very cool.
I tell you what I would do with this though.
What's that?
Brand the promise.
Oh, well, yeah. Do you have your paddle with you? Do you not have
I've never received a paddle.
Are you kidding me?
No, no,
I gave you a paddle.
no, you did not.
Okay, well, next time you come to El Cholo, I'm gonna get you your paddle. I've got them.
Okay. All
All
right.
right. The glue's not included though. Okay.
I
Brand of Promise nominee in that Blanco category, folks. You cannot go wrong. If you're a big fan of Felipe Camarena and he's a mad scientist, this is another flavor profile you may not have tasted. Chances are you haven't, and it's a very, very limited run. Will it after these 5,000 bottles? I don't know what's going to happen. It's up
yeah,
to Javier. I'm hoping that, he has, what I can tell you is that tequila is the vehicle for his funding the orphanage. He actually showed me a couple of videos of him. He would go there, I think, once a month or something,
mm,
and drop off things that the kids need. And he's surrounded by these little kids, and he's just all I can say is all I can say is that when he told me what his dream had been, and this was prior to him getting into tequila, this is like always been his dream. His eyes lit up.
yeah. That's beautiful.
And when there's an intention, when there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
So if you want to support a guy who's got yeah, he landed in one of the best distilleries in the world. Okay. So and I gotta say, having seen Felipe again, it's been a couple of years since we saw each other, but having spoken and seen, he's very particular about who he does business with. And he must have seen something in Javier because this stuff
Yeah.
is stellar. Again, remember the the bottling is limited, so it's not like he can control the retail price. That's up to the retail location, the retail vendor. So, you know, it's not like he doesn't get all that. He's not getting all that money. But
Mm.
what he's getting, a portion of it will eventually go to this orphanage, and he's setting that up right now as we speak.
Oh,
So
that's beautiful. That's a beautiful story. And in that particular case, yes, I would pay the 99.99 for a bottle of this.
yeah,
Absolutely.
I would too, especially and I would never say that otherwise, because there's a lot of companies out there with a nonprofit, a nonprofit corporate C, whatever they call it, whatever the number is, and some of them hide their money on it. Other people, do greenwashing with it. This guy is the real deal.
Yeah.
Um, and you know, there's
I mean,
something you said
and
about that.
and he delivered it.
Yeah, he hand delivered it.
He handled
So
it, man. Thank
he,
you, Javier.
I told him, I said, "Are you ready to like stand in front of your brand?" And he says, "I know." Felipe told me the same thing. See, Felipe's even coaching the guy. So, but he's very, very affable. He's not afraid. I told him, I said, "You camera shy?" Because he doesn't sound or look like he's camera shy.
Yeah.
But he goes, "Well," he says, "maybe when the camera's turned on, I might just freeze." I go, "No, you're not. You're not going to freeze. He's going to be okay."
Yeah.
But yeah, I think at the bottom line, the intention is there, and the quality is certainly there. I mean, it's
Absolutely.
Felipe Camarena. How How bad can it be? He doesn't put out a bad tequila, not one.
Not one.
Not one. So you folks who are big fans of his, and I'm a big fan of his and his quality. When I learned this and I met the guy, this is my third meeting with the guy. Um, yeah, there's something there. There's substance in the tequila and there's substance behind the owner of the brand. So if you get a chance to meet him, if you see him, he's going to go out and start pressing the flesh and meeting people and shaking hands and kissing babies. Just tell him we sent you. But that's our take.
Yeah.
That's our take on El Torito. It's JH El Torito. For those of you in Texas, San Antonio, and of course, if you want to try it yourself, go to Old Town Liquors. Don't think twice. The quality is there, and you're going to get a limited run. You're going to get first batch. This is first batch, folks.
Yes.
So, there's a lot to be said about that too. Maybe buy a couple bottles, and keep one and hoard it, because that way
It's
you can
a
do a side
beautiful
by
cause.
side later on.
A beautiful cause.
It's a beautiful cause. But that's our take. I'm Mike Morales here in the San Gabriel Valley of Southern California. That gentleman out there is
Skip Falconer in Los Angeles, California.
You folks have been watching, listening to Sipping Off the Cuff on Tequila Aficionado Media. All of our channels and networks, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, give us a like, share it, leave us an emoji. If you've had it and you're doing something with, what are you doing with it? What'd you pay for it? What are you putting it in a cocktail? Are you just sipping it? What's your take on it? Or just leave us an emoji. Just tell us what you bought it, you had it, or you watched this video. Share it with your friends. Watch us on Instagram. Follow us on all of our social platforms. But whatever you do, tomar sabiamente.
Sip wisely.